On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
She said they come first. So that's how that conversation kind of started. I was definitely following, but I get like how
But Kay, I'm confused. Why does sacrifice have to turn into something negative? Like even these people in the chat talking about, oh, because you have kids that mean you'd be unhappy. Who said that sacrifice would mean you would be unhappy? If you want to be a great track star,
exactly,
then you have to sacrifice going out and hanging out at the club. Does that mean that you're going to be unhappy? No, you're going to be a bomb-ass track star. But you have to sacrifice leisure in order to do that. Certain things come with sacrifice. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Any very disciplined person is going to be sacrificing something to reach whatever goal that they have. And I think that sometimes like it gets a negative connotation when it's in terms of relationships. But if anything, if just think about it in any aspect of anything is going to be successful, there will be some sort of sacrifice at some point or another.
You know what I mean? It's a give a little, get a little, everything in life. So that's what I think.
So Kayla, I think that that's what the men were saying earlier when you weren't on here, is that a lot of women are very selfish. And I think that some of us can be selfish, but like as we continue to grow and start to learn those key things that are going to help us in our day to day, we're not going to be selfish because we don't want to be selfish. And it is very hard to not be selfish. I was really selfish once upon a time. And
the culture is very selfish right now. The culture is very much about self. It's very selfish. So, and I think that was another thing. I think JR, I think I sent you something on Instagram when we're talking about this, but I think that we're in such a space of selfishness and being about self and protecting one's feelings and one's ego. We're not willing to give. We're not willing to be vulnerable. We're not willing we're more so looking to see what we can get out of other people when we're doing the least amount possible, you know? And I think that everybody's scared. Nobody wants to be vulnerable. Nobody wants to, sacrifice. And everybody just wants to get without having to do too much. And that's not good. So hopefully,
That's the definition of you. That's the definition of you. You just described yourself.
I think excuse me?
You literally just described yourself.
Literally ignoring you. So like I said, I think that is becoming a problem amongst the Gen Zs. Is that it? The people after us, kids that are currently like 18, 19?
Yeah.
That is what I'm seeing with them. When it comes to, I think, millennials, like we literally are the last of the dying breed. Like the last people to remember what life was like before technology ran everything. So I think we're the last people that are honestly in touch with like humanity in a sense, in terms of being disconnected from like all of these resources. So I don't know. It's a little scary if you sit around and you listen to some 18, 19-year-olds talk. It's pretty scary. I'm concerned.
The younger ones too.
Okay.
Well, wait, Kayla, respectfully, you're concerned when you listen to 18 and 19-year-old talk, but you're not concerned when we say, you can do whatever the F you want to do. You don't have to do anything. You can live your life for you. You don't have to regard family. You don't have to regard community. You can just go out here and do whatever. You don't have that same concern. I'm asking honestly. I'm just asking.
No, I don't. I don't have that same concern.
Okay.
Yeah. One of my good friends just moved to Mexico. She said, bye, y'all. And she's very happy. And she's doing what she's doing with her life. And her man, they don't.
I got you. I got a homegirl.
They do whatever they want to do. So
I got you. I got a homegirl that moved to Mexico
don't want
too.
kids. They don't want to do that. They want
childless, no man. So I hear you. I got you. I got you.
Wait, what?
I said I got a homegirl that moved to Mexico too. Right? And Carmen de Playa, I think de Playa, whatever y'all call it.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Single.
the Playa.
I'm just letting them do what they do, Logic.
Jesus. Hey, you know what?
Why are we being police? Why are we being police to every little thing?
I have no idea, but
we can't
for
even
some
talk.
reason, if I ain't shitting on y'all, and it's something different. I was saying I got a home since you were saying you got a homegirl that moved there. I said I got a homegirl that moved there too, and she's single, childless, no man.
No, my homegirl moved there with her man. They actually moved to Istanbul for 3 years. Then they moved back here. Then they moved to Mexico. So they like living outside the country. That's how they prefer their life. And I don't think that it's my job to say you need to live in America and have kids and do all of this. They are artists. They like to live overseas and be happy. And I don't have a problem with people doing whatever they want to do.
What does this have to do with sacrifice?
Because they don't want to sacrifice and do the family thing and the picket fence and all of the sacrifices that come with that. They want to live abroad and up and go and live happy like they want to live. I don't understand what's the issue with people doing different things. I would never want to live in a space where everybody has to do the same thing.
Nobody is saying that you got to do the same thing, but nobody is saying that that's a sacrifice.
It is a sacrifice.
You're doing what you want to do.
They're not sacrificing their own happiness by having children, because children come first. They come before you.
Mm-hmm. You are on what you want to do. You're doing what you want to do.
You're on their schedule.
Wait.
They're not on yours.
You're doing what you want to do to make you happy, but you're making a sacrifice.
What are you talking about?
You doing what you want to do. If you want to live here and have a white picket fence, you could do that. If you want to go and live in Istanbul, you can do that. Where is the sacrifice? Ain't no sacrifice in that.
We were speaking about children.
She explained it really clearly.
Of course she did.
We literally were speaking about the sacrifice of having children.
No, we were speaking about the sacrifice for men. That was the question.
Yeah, that's
the conversation evolved.
Oh, now it evolved. Okay, I got it.
It's been evolved. You haven't been paying attention.
Because
I haven't been paying attention.
When Kayla came, he, mentioned like how some people don't want to sacrifice, certain things by having children, because when you have children, you do have to make sacrifices. Like she said, they come first. So that's how that conversation kind of started. I was definitely following, but I get like how.
But Kay, I'm confused. Why does sacrifice have to turn into something negative? Like even these people in the chat talking about, because you have kids, that mean you'd be unhappy. Who said that sacrifice would mean you would be unhappy? If you want to be a great track star,
exactly,
then you have to sacrifice going out and hanging out at the club. Does that mean that you're going to be unhappy? No, you're going to be a bomb-ass track star. But you have to sacrifice leisure in order to do that. Certain things come with sacrifice. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Any very disciplined person is going to be sacrificing something to reach whatever goal that they have. And I think that sometimes like it gets a negative connotation when it's in terms of relationships. But if anything, just think about it in any aspect of anything is going to be successful, there will be some sort of sacrifice at some point or another.